Yes, neurofeedback can help improve the quality of your sleep. So the reason that neurofeedback is a good intervention to improve the quality of your sleep is because the number one factor that influences sleep quality is the amount of stress you have. So what happens in the brain when we're under stress is that it falls into a habitual pattern of perceiving danger when the environment is actually safe. So what the neurofeedback does is that it's cueing the brain to see that maladaptive pattern. And when the brain is trained to see that maladaptive pattern or staying in go mode, and when it registers that it's in a quiet environment, it's exhausted, it's time to do the repair work that's done during sleep, that brain is then going to be able to pivot and go into rest and relaxation. So that's what brain training with neurofeedback does for helping that brain prime itself so it can sleep better. Now, what are the ways that we get in the way of good quality sleep that we need to address when we're doing neurofeedback? What I want people to do is I want them to engage in the neurofeedback. And then the other piece is that you look at how you put yourself to bed. So if you put yourself to bed the way that you put a child to bed, then you probably have good sleep hygiene, right? So they have bath time. They have a non-exciting pre-bed activity like reading a book. Then there is the 15 minutes lying in bed, and then we drift off into sleep. And number two is have good expectations. Neurofeedback is brain training. It takes 3 months for the brain to transform itself with new neural pathways. So let's give ourselves a break and decrease the expectation that you're going to see improved sleep tomorrow. Really give yourself 3 months of consistent training with good sleep hygiene, and then you will see that you're feeling better rested when you wake up.